Yuba County is rich in history, and a number of local museums, libraries, and cemeteries are wonderful keepers of this history. But one local business has made it its mission to do the same. Its own location is 100 years old this year, and the business is celebrating its 80th year in business and its 70th year in Yuba County. Equally important as the museums, the library, and the local cemeteries, this business is an incredible steward of historical documentation. Helder's Photography is Yuba County's 2018 champion.
Welcome to Helder's Photography. We are here celebrating 70 years in Marysville this year. My grandparents actually started our business in 1938 in Seattle, Washington. Welcome. This is our workroom. When I was growing up, I would come into work with my dad on Saturdays. Maybe I'd go see a movie because we were right next to the State Theater. Then we bought this house, this Julia Morgan, in 1980 in April. And when I graduated from high school, I started working here part-time. And then I went to Yuba College full-time and got a degree in small business management. And I was thinking about going on to photography school, but my dad encouraged me that, well, you can go to school or you can stay here and learn, and I can teach you, and then the rest is history.
Tragedy struck the Helders in 1992. Vanessa's father passed away at the very young age of 47. Vanessa, at only 26 years old, was left to manage the business and carry on the family heritage.
I've always loved the time that we had together. I got to work with him for 9 years before he passed away, and he taught me so much about life, about everything. And you know, when he passed away, I not only lost my business partner, I lost my best friend, my dad. It was a tough year. And he was only 47. I was 26. So it was too young for both of us. And having that land on you at 26 was hard. But with all the principles that my dad instilled in me, and I think that was a huge blessing. He was preparing me before I ever knew. I wish I would have listened to him a little bit more. It's like, wait, Dad, I wasn't listening on that one, you know? My dad used to teach other photographers about photography and running a business, and I came across these, and it shows what my dad tried to instill in me at a very early age. The first one is professionalism. We try to operate a very professional business. In my business, I am respected as any other professional person because of years of consistency, quality, and fair pricing. It is an honor carrying on 3 generations of this and being respected in the community. To me, that's everything. I'm 3rd generation, and what my grandparents started, I'm able to continue that I love it. It's not just my career, it's my life. I started in the business when I was 18, so I was very young, and my dad wanted to teach me the right way from the start. So he always modeled me for professionalism and being respectful and being respected in the business world.
I have been going to Helder's for 51 years. This is what your grandfather did, Mr. Helder. And this was our first thing we ever did with the Helders. It was our engagement pictures. And then we went back for a family picture because Helders basically had the reputation of being the best. And it was with my 2 children at that time. Just about everybody took pictures of kids in series like this. This is my son was born first, and then my daughter. Mr. Helder suggested that we take these from each child and they will hand paint them. And that one was hand done by her grandma, by Mrs. Helder. Then we went from Mr. Helder to Jan Helder. They started taking pictures outside, which Vanessa has continued taking of our family. So this was our first family picture. From there, Vanessa came on the scene. And when I walked in, I went, uh-oh, a high school girl. And then she took these of my 2 kids when they graduated from high school.
Then I also got to do wedding portraits. Dan and Aaron, and here's Pam and Bob. So we went from weddings to babies, and lots of babies.
Every 5 years, we took another family picture. 5 years later, we had our family with 1 grandchild. So in 5 years, we went from 1 grandchild to 6 grandchildren. Then we went to Vanessa's out to get the buttes behind us, and we had 1 more grandchild. So we had 7 grandchildren and 6 adults. And you can see how they're growing up. It's just amazing how you remember things because of pictures. When you have pictures and you put them on your wall, you have them forever and they remind you every day.
Each client is different and each family is different. And so the more we get to know them, the better rapport that we have. And I feel that we get better photography because we know the people. We've had a very fun life of Cotton and Flying U Rodeo and his wife Karen, and we got to do anniversary portraits for them today, and I've gotten to do a lot of really cool things with Cotton.
There's camera people and there's camera people, but there's only one Vanessa Heller. My golly, she's the Cadillac camera person of the whole world. She takes greatest pictures that we've ever had in our rodeo program and all of our different shows that we do. She's number 1.
Cotton's my favorite cowboy. My grandparents started our business 80 years ago in 1938. Back then, everybody would get in their Sunday best, go down to the photographer, have a studio portrait taken. And those are fantastic. I love those. They're beautiful. But now it is evolved into doing more outdoor pictures, because back then you couldn't take your equipment outside. So I get to go to people's locations, whether it be their house, their ranches, their farms, the creek that they go to, versus just coming to the studio and doing a portrait. My pictures are gonna last far beyond my generation, their children's generation, and it'll be something that they look back on forever and cherish forever.
I think one of the main reasons why I'm so glad that our family is stuck with Helders for 3 generations or even more, they capture the true moment. And it doesn't matter what part of your life, whether it's senior portraits or wedding or just family photos, they make sure that it's the best that it can be. My favorite thing about Vanessa is the way she can get you to smile. I mean, she'll crack jokes or do whatever it takes to get the perfect smile out of you.
The amazing thing is I get to create a piece of artwork of a family that's going to hang in their home. And so the design elements of that, helping them with the size, the proper size that goes in their home, the proper frame that goes on there, and then having it displayed up there. And it's great. It's the best piece of art that you can do because it's the artwork with your family in it.
This picture is the first thing I see in the morning when I wake up, and the last thing I see when I go to bed at night. And it is the thing that I thank God for, and for Vanessa for doing such a beautiful job.
When I look through a lens, it's magic. It really is. Creating something and it's like, oh, that's great, and turn this way and just perfecting this image to be the best that it can be. I'll do the posing and lighting and I'll help figure out what's going to make you look the best as far as clothing. I want this simply to be the best. I still have people that we did their portraits 20 years ago, and they still, my senior portrait is my favorite portrait that I've ever had done of myself. And such an honor. That is such an honor that I can give that to them, because when you see a portrait of yourself that you truly like, I mean, you should have all of them be like that, but not everybody does. But having that one that you absolutely love, and you know, we can be whatever age, and if your senior portrait or any of your Helders portraits is your favorite, that to me is truly an honor. The archives to me that we have are people's lives. They're the history of families. And when you go back through there, that you see that how time has stood still, literally, in these. And that we have negatives and proofs from the 1950s. When one person calls and says, Vanessa, do you have this? Or reconnecting a wedding with somebody 50 years later, and that one connection to me is worth, this is why I keep these, this is why, you know, I hang on to this, because it is so important to the people in those pictures or their family. We've also had people where their homes have burnt down, and we've been able to replace every picture that we've ever done for them. And that right there is the honor of giving somebody their life back, and be able to reconnect them with that is just, it's amazing. It really is. My dad led such a wonderful life. He was only on this earth for 47 years, but people still talk about him today as if he was here last year. And he definitely had a smile about him, and he left a memory for a lot of people. I'm very proud and honored to have a dad that was looked up upon so much and respected throughout the community. Being involved with your community is everything. That the reason why communities are the way they are is because of the people and putting effort into making the best of your community. So when I came into the photography business, my dad had just earned his photographic craftsman degree from Professional Photographers of America, and I decided that I wanted to try to attain that goal by the time I was 25. So I started working on my early 20s, and the photographic craftsman degree is awarded to someone who is a teacher in the photographic field. Dear Vanessa, I just wanted to let you know what a terrific seminar you gave last night to the San Diego PPA group and others of us who are not yet members. You packed a lot of information and enthusiasm into that short 3-hour session, and I came away with a lot of good information and new ideas. It's easy to see why you are in demand as a speaker. Your tremendous energy and enthusiasm are contagious, and it is obvious that you love people and what you're doing. Thank you again for a fun and enlightening evening. I was able to get my craftsman degree, and my dad was my sponsor, so he actually got to put the medallion on me. And that was July when I was 25, and then I turned 26 the next month. As you can see, photography isn't just my career, it's my passion and my life. My clients become my friends and my family. Family is the most important part of my life. My family is my everything. Without the love of my family, my life would not be complete. And I honestly think that being a mom to my 2 boys has made me a better person and a better photographer. I am truly blessed and thankful for that. The love of my family is absolutely everything. Being honored with this award, Yuba County champion, is, I'm gonna cry. It's amazing. It truly is amazing to have that honor. And I do what I love to do, and I couldn't imagine doing anything else. And to be honored for that it's simply amazing.
Congratulations, Helders Photography, for receiving the 2018 champion of Yuba County designation.